And girls, it's your Dynasty. Welcome to the Dynasty Show. All right, man. I'm gonna make today's episode very simple, very sweet. All right, bro. My last post, I think, was like last Wednesday type shit for the podcast. This is gonna be just another episode. It's gonna be a really quick, nice one. Super duper simple. I don't think it's something like I don't think that needs to be touched on very massively, but I think it's something that needs to be touched on just in general. Okay. Like yo, it like, and here's a tidbit. Here's like straight into it, man. It's June 30th. All right. Just yesterday, it felt like it was January 1st and the new year already started, bro. Just yesterday, it felt like I started my new job and everything else like that, bro. And like everything has went by so goddamn fast. Like it's gone by so damn fast, right? And you might not be able to see my eyes in this fucking reflection of this light, but the year has gone by so damn fast, bro. It's already June 30th. Tomorrow is July 1st. After tomorrow starts, you got 6 months left to do whatever the fuck it takes for yourself, right? For yourself. You don't even have to make some very big, fucking impactful changes. It could literally be some of the smallest things to some of the biggest things ever, bro. And like, what I really want to talk about is rebranding yourself, or not even rebranding yourself, realigning a lot of the things that you're already doing to propel you into that state, or propel you into that state of mind, attracting, like bringing all those things that you want, that could possibly be attained in the next 6 months, and really revitalizing and focusing like, yo, even if you don't achieve, myself included, even if what you're aiming for isn't achieved, even if you don't hit that 1,000 sub goal, that 100 followers, that one person who listened to your song, or that post or anything like that, yo, you can spend these next 6 months, you can spend the next 6 months planning, you can spend the next 6 months changing anything, bro, from big to small, bro. And like, that is really what is so important. Like, you got 6 months left in a year for some major fucking self-development without even having to rush, bro. You got 6 months left, but also something to keep in the back of your mind, gang. You might not be here 6 months from now. So just every single day, try to do better, try to revitalize yourself, try to do as much as possible. All right. A couple of the things I wanted to talk about today was like, simply put, bro, like, it's simply just taking action. Taking action. And like, this is just an episode I wanted to start because it's for myself as well. Just simply taking action. You got like 6 months left in the year. Simply taking action instead of like just saying, oh, talk about what the fuck you're trying to do. Like, actually do the things that you plan on doing. All right. And that's what I mean when I come to saying like rebranding yourself. Rebranding yourself as in not, thinking I need to completely scrap everything I am. But that is also something you can do, is scrap everything and really propel yourself into a position or into a state of mind where like I'm already there. You know what I'm saying? For instance, this is a perfect fucking example. All right. You have you right now, right? This is half the year you currently today on the 30th of June, right? Tomorrow is July 1st. The you from 6 months ago, from January led up to this point, scrap it. All right. Scrap that whole personality, that persona, that person. And then think about where you want to be, right? Think about where you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to have, what do you want to become, okay? And then start changing things little by little. It doesn't even have to be super noticeable things like your clothes, your house, how much money you have. It could be the smallest things that lead to the biggest fucking rewards. Starting from like, yo, if you're trying to get healthier, change your diet. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing. Instead of drinking fucking soda, drink some water. Instead of sitting on your ass all day, go walk. You know what I'm saying? Walk in the morning if you fucking have to. If you don't like doing cardio after the gym, just walk in the morning when you wake up. All right? It's a perfect fucking start to your day. Walk in the morning. Right? That's something I started recently. Just walking in the morning, simply put. Right? Changing the small things is probably the most important thing you could do for the next 6 months. Even if you don't even achieve anything. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't start shit. 6 months. July all the way to December. All right? You got 6 more months to the rest of the year, bro. It's time to put your foot down. Like anybody, put your foot down and really take action in a moment and really think about where you want to be, and then start subtly changing. Like the subtle art of changing stuff is so simple. The subtleness from the smallest thing to the biggest things, bro, because the small things stack up the bigger things day by day by day by day. And then when you get to the point where you can change the big things, like where you can change your clothes, you can change your hair, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things that can progressively change a lot quicker versus the things that can change a lot slower are impactful no matter which way you look at it, no matter which way you take it. And again, like I said, bro, this podcast was simply for myself, simply for me to look back and reflect on a lot of things. And that's like really what the whole purpose of this shit was. It's just self-reflection, self-awareness, and really try to propel yourself into the future. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I said, you know what I'm saying, like 2 times, but like it's super important that you got to understand that you have 6 months left in a year to really grind it out. And it's not even the importance of thinking this is the fucking end goal. It's really thinking of you need to set yourself up for the success leading forward. Because some people, all right, some people aren't going to be lucky enough to see next year. You know what I'm saying? But truth be told, like, if God is good to you and everyone else, because he is, you here all the way up until December and you made some change. You didn't just sit by and continuously keep saying, oh, I wish I could do this and I wish I could have that. That type of mindset, that type of thought isn't going to get you where you are. All right, that type of, oh, in your mind, you're scrolling on TikTok and shit, and you go, now, hey, I'll keep it a stat. I am a victim of that too, just simply fucking doom scrolling on IG, TikTok, everything, Pinterest, it doesn't matter. Sitting back and simply just scrolling and liking photos of people living that life is not going to get you there. It's not going to get you there, and it's like, I talk about this kind of stuff because, like I said, it's a self-reflection for myself. It's a self-reflection for myself, knowing that simply scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, telling myself, oh, I wish I could look this way, oh, I wish I could have this, is not the answer. It's not the answer, you know what I'm saying? And simply put, a lot of the things that people fuck up on is simply starting something and overcomplicating things, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, this podcast was one of those things. I low-key, I did not try to overcomplicate this shit at all. I remember, bro, like, and like I said, 6 months, bro. That for me personally, I already started, bro. Like, what I could do to make this podcast grow, what I could, like, people I need to study, and things I need to do to grow the shit. You know what I'm saying? Grow my personality, grow my brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, 6 months, and I'm continuously saying it and repeating it. 6 months. The amount of development you can have in 1 month is crazy. But imagine how much development you can have in 6 months. And then within that 6 months, take every single day hoping you can improve. A book I would recommend to everybody to read is Atomic Habits. All right, Atomic Habits, just improving 1% every single day. You probably hear it from everybody, but improving every single day by 1%, subtly change some shit. The subtle art of change is the most important thing. Subtly change one thing day by day, but make sure that change is positive. All right, because negative change and positive change work in tandem together. You could do something negatively that impacts you, and then you do it again and again and again and again. All right, like in one of my fucking episodes, I don't even think I posted it yet. But I have this mantra. If you can do it once, you can do it 1,000 times. And the same thing for the subtle art of change, right? If you can change one thing that leads your life in a positive direction one time every single day, the positive outcome that will end up at the end of that 6 months is going to be fucking tremendous. It's going to be tremendous. It's going to be great. Same thing for the negative stuff. It's going to impact you negatively. If it be financially, if it be physically, if it be mentally, if it be spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And that is the most important thing. But the most important thing for the next 6 months is simply just taking action, simply starting, and simply doing what the hell you need to do. Because I'll tell you this right now, 6 months from today, if I'm lucky enough to be here 6 months from today, and that might be something gloomy to talk about, but that's the truth. 6 months from today, if I'm still here, and it's December 31st, December 1st, not even hoping, bro. I believe, bro, I'm going to have at least like 100 followers on this shit. Or like at least 10. You know what I'm saying? The numbers don't really matter. It's simply like I told you. And one of the episodes, this is simply just like a diary, simply like a logbook of self-reflection for myself, knowing that there was some progress to be made, you know? And I hope everyone else or anybody who listens to this sees that progress for themselves, you know what I'm saying? And like, as I continue to build more and create more episodes for this stuff, this brand, this podcast will create an identity of its own, okay? But simply the main thing I wanted to talk about today was like the subtle art of rebranding, the subtle art of change. The subtle art of change is so fucking important. Simply put, all right, and I said this is only going to be 10-15 minutes, but the subtle art of change, all right, this might even be a YouTube video title. The subtle art of change is so important. You only need to change something by 1%. You only need to change something, like just a small thing, like a fraction of it. You only need to change something small. That small thing that then compounds over the next 6 fucking months will be fucking amazing. Both negatively and positively. Subtly. Just subtle change. Some unnoticeable shit even to you. You might notice it telling yourself that, but then subtly adding a little bit more greens to your plate, a little bit more protein to your diet is going to be great. It's going to be great. All right? Just take that into consideration for today's episode. Is 6 months left. You don't even have to make tremendous change. It only needs to be subtle. Something simple. Subtle change is the best change in my opinion. Just that's the subtlest thing, the tiniest thing that even goes unnoticed to you. That's all. That's honestly all I want you to take from today. All right, just take that from today. Is the subtle art of change. Just the most and fucking important thing. Subtle art of change. The next 6 months of your life are probably going to change entirely too. All right, but take that simply from today's episode, and that's really it. All right, so I'm out. I said all right too many times, but that's how important it is to me that a lot of other people, including myself, hear this. Is like, it's not super duper important, but at the same time it is. All right, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Go watch the video version of this if it's not posted as a video on podcast or on Spotify. All right, give me a follow. All right, and you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out.